in the game, Sweet Tooth's head is on fire. And I'm like, well, they're not going to, I'm like, you're not going to do that in the show, but I still get it. He still meant, nope, they lit his head on fire.
It's time still.
You know, my wife and I do compromise sometimes. Like, for example, when I admit that I'm wrong, she agrees.
Fair enough. Welcome to Two Gaming Dudes.
Wow, Twisted Metal, episodes 6 through 10. We did the first part, 1 through 5, and loved it.
Right.
I'm completely in love with it now. Even more than I was before.
Right?
Okay. Click subscribe. What a sea change. Because it started off, the first half of the series, the first 5 episodes, is just silly, goofy, fun, like the game, but stupid.
Right.
And then right as it gets you to the halfway point, it's like, oh, okay, you there? You developed emotional connection? You're starting to feel emotional towards these characters? All right, here you go! Pow!
Emotional damage!
And it kicks you in the fucking balls.
Yes.
And you're like, shit, this is very different now.
Yes. But
the same.
Not so different that you're not like, you don't suddenly feel like you're watching a different show.
Yeah.
You still feel like you're watching Twisted Metal. It's just, I don't know, it takes it up a notch around halfway point.
It is no longer just vapid, silly video game characters. Now you've got sincere characters that you really care about, and you feel genuine pathos for them. Wow, well done.
Here was the big change for me that made me think, wow, this is great. I didn't like the main female character until about halfway. Yeah, I didn't really like Quiet until about halfway through.
She don't talk.
Eat shit.
Much.
And then all of a sudden, I started to really like her.
Yeah.
By the time we got to like the second to the last episode, I was rooting for her. I was like, oh no, I need her to come back. She's amazing. And
yeah, I agree entirely about her. I felt exactly the same way.
yeah,
Like I almost had a critique at the beginning of like, oh, why is your female lead so unlikable?
right.
Oh shit, she's
Yeah.
not. She's fucking complex for a reason. So well, I mean, reeled in and hooked perfectly. So well done.
So our main character, the main hero of this, Anthony Mackie's character, John Doe,
John.
is the only nice person in this whole thing. Like everybody else
Right.
is a complete psychopath and an absolute piece of shit. And then there's him. And I guess they did it on purpose. He's supposed to be like the guy that you connect with and you're supposed to take this journey through.
Because you're playing him.
So so I totally get that. I guess in the game, he's much more of a psychopath like everybody else.
Okay.
But I could see where that would just bleed all together and it wouldn't really work.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
What made it for me up to a higher level of artistry, and I'm not just fucking around using that word. I mean, a real high level of artistry. When Evelyn gets destroyed, they very successfully. It's a car.
Yes.
It's 3,000 pounds of steel and glass.
Yes.
And they made it a character that you love.
Yeah.
That's very few handful of times have you been able to successfully pull that off. You got the A-Team van. Maybe.
Yeah. And the
Kit, who was actually talking, but the greatest example was the Enterprise.
Okay.
And when you compare well done, I would say brilliantly done stuff, compared to the J.J. Abrams bullshit, where people are running around and things are blowing up for no reason. They're like, oh, we're gonna win. We're gonna ram the Enterprise into them. Yeah, kamikaze the Enterprise. And they destroy the Enterprise like, yeah, motherfuckers! Compare that into Star Trek 3, where the 3 main characters are looking up and the hull of the Enterprise is burning in space. And Kirk looks up and says,
My God, Bones. What have I done?
holy shit, you've destroyed the Enterprise. You turned a ship, an inanimate machine, into a character. They did it with Evelyn. Well fucking done.
Very, very impressive. I can only imagine, like, and I actually expected this to happen. I expected in the Star Wars final 3 movies, whatever, I expected them to blow up the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. And they probably should have.
I feel like they should have, because the Falcon is a character.
Yeah.
And to see it go down in flames, like, I saw Han get stabbed, and I was like, oh, well, that sucks, but oh well. And then Luke dies, and I was like, whatever. But if the Falcon went down in flames, I'd have bawled like a baby.
What'd you do?
I bypassed the compressor.
I wonder if that's not a rebound consequence of them taking all the stakes out of Star Wars. Because by right, Han Solo dying, we grew up with fucking Han since we were children.
Yeah.
That should have affected us. But in Star Wars, Darth Maul, he's not dead.
It's fine. They all come back.
Oh, Qui-Gon, he's not really dead. There's no stakes. Nobody ever fucking dies.
Right.
Because who knows what the studio's thinking. The Falcon blowing up, that would be final. Yeah, you might get another Corellian freighter, another YT series.
Right, but it's not the Falcon.
That would have been permanent.
You can't kill my goldfish and buy a new one and tell me it's the same one. It's not the same fish.
Except then in the Rey movie, they'd be like, oh, I rebuilt it by hand. I found all the parts because I'm a strong, capable woman.
Yeah, and I built it in my garage on Jakku. That and my Iron Man suit.
Yeah. Shit.
Okay, whatever.
And the predictable stuff, yes. Sweet Tooth is going to come save the day at the end. And he's gonna,
but I
so
loved
what?
it.
Who cares?
I was really surprised. Like, I knew in the game, Sweet Tooth's head is on fire.
Right,
and I'm like, well, they're not gonna. I'm like, you're not gonna do that in the show, but I still get it. He still meant. Nope, they lit his head on fire. And I actually was on the couch cheering. They lit his head on fire. There is an interview with the guy that plays Sweet Tooth.
Samoa Joe?
Yeah. And I guess, in real life, he's a perfectly nice person, but he says when he puts that outfit on, people move out of his way. Like, they will walk wide berths around him. And he's like, as soon as I put it on and I step out, everybody treats me very differently. Like, yeah, you're a giant clown with leather straps and polka dot shorts.
Covered in blood and gore.
Covered in blood, giant machete. I'd be freaked out too.
Yeah, I'd probably move out of his way.
I mean, I get it. We're on set, and I saw you without the stuff, but Plus, every time you see him, you actually see like the sweat dripping off him because he's probably hot as hell under that mask, and he just doesn't care. And that kind of psychoticness, oh, it's so wonderfully creepy. I love it.
It did leave me wondering how they're going to handle season 2. Because they set up the tournament. They set up the tournament style, which was like a sub game, a mini part of the game.
Right.
I don't know how they're going to give a shit about it. Is that going to be much more action-y silliness? But I don't know.
I don't know. Are we going from this straight into Mortal Kombat now? Like, what's happening?
I don't know. I can't imagine.
I hope it's good. I remember the game, and I remember, like, you know, the top-down view of the cars driving around, and you're just trying to smash. So when they pulled that off in the last episode, and you had the total car derby smash, I was so excited to see that. And I imagine if they had more budget, they probably would have done more with that, but it was perfectly fine. I loved it.
It did great. I was so happy with this. So happy.
You get teasers at the very end of characters from the game.
Yeah.
Like, what's her name? Dollface, I think is one of the characters that I remember from the game. And then she showed up, and I was like, oh, cool. And a few others, but man, I hope Sweet Tooth comes back.
I don't know, he seems pretty dead.
He does, but I hope he comes, because we didn't see a dead body, so I'm hoping he comes back. The others, though, who died, they're not coming back. They're very dead.
It just shows to Goya that there are smart, capable writers in Hollywood. This is on Peacock.
Yeah.
NBC Universal doesn't give a shit about Twisted Metal on Peacock, and it makes me think the studio execs didn't get involved.
Which is awesome.
Because you can tell they gave a shit. The guys that made this, I mean, it's the Deadpool guys and the Zombieland guy.
Right. So, I mean, they've got enough...
They had enough credibility.
Yeah, enough credibility.
Leave us alone. We know how this works. And the studio, should we leave them alone? Twisted Metal? Who gives a fuck? Let them do whatever they want. What's the whole thing cost us? It's all green screen. You let them tell their story the correct way. bravo, well done. It works.
Yeah, I think it was fantastic.
It's not for everyone, and that's what the studio pushes often. Try and get as wide an audience as possible. Sometimes it's okay to just make something that appeals to a small segment of people who love it and appreciate it.
Yeah,
that's okay too.
It's like, this is great. Is this going to appeal to everybody? No. No, my wife's not going to watch this. But I'm going to love the shit out of it, and I know you did.
There's enough of us
Yeah.
to make it a worthy endeavor.
Absolutely. And I think that's big. If you try to appeal to everyone, you're going to end up really pissing off certain people. So just make it for the group that you know is going to watch it.
Now, of course, this is indicative of the problem with the streaming system. I've watched it. I'm going to cancel my Peacock until season 2 comes out. Because you guys don't have shit for me.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
But whatever.
And what the hell else is even on Peacock?
Reruns of The Office.
I've seen that already.
Yeah, but they're reruns. You can see them again. You can rewatch them.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, man.
I'm good.
I'll
yeah, it's the same. I got Peacock, and I watched this, and I'm done now.
Oh, yeah, cancel it.
Done.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same with Disney. I'm going to watch Ahsoka, and then cancel it until the next Accolade or whatever comes out.
And I'll do the same if you watch the first episode of Ahsoka and tell me it's good. Because I don't know if I want to take, like, after Secret Invasion, I don't want to take the chance of more bullshit.
You and I can't not review Ahsoka. We can't not.
Yeah, you got a point. We can definitely not review Secret Invasion.
I'm not watching it. I'm
blame
fatigued. You. I'm spent. I'm done with Marvel superhero shit. I can't anymore. I can't do it anymore. It's the same dumb bullshit.
You're not wrong. But Ahsoka, yeah, you're right. That is different. That's Star Wars.
The crux of our fucking center of our universe has always been Star Wars since H5. We can't not watch it.
That's fair. All right, we're gonna end up watching Star Wars.
There's not enough geeks on YouTube reviewing Star Wars projects. The world needs us.
That is so true. When you go through all of YouTube, it was like 3 people reviewing Star Wars. One of whom's a critical drinker.
Yeah, and he's drunk and foreign, so who gives a shit what he says? Yeah, dick subscribe.
All right. Yeah, well, I got nothing else. This was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully you did too, so leave some comments down below. Let us know what you thought of this series.
Yeah, rock on.
Did you ever watch Big Mouth?
No.
No.
The Disney show?
No. It's on Netflix. It's the adult cartoon, Big Mouth. They're all supposed to be in like middle school or something, but there's a lot of dick jokes and.
No, I don't know what you're talking.
No. The guy that plays the preacher.
Yeah.
Like, he plays one of the characters in Big Mouth, and as soon as he started talking, it was like, oh, it's you and your voice.
Cool.
And then he starts doing the capoeira crazy stuff, and I was like, wow, there's the inspiration for your character, because his character's like this crazy hyper dude, and I'm like, that's like you in real life?
Cool.
That's terrifying. All right, well, you know what to do.
You know.
All right, we'll see you later.